I'm down to dunk.
And I'm down to dunk.
I'm down to dunk.
This is J-Dub, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Lindy Waters, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Mike Muscala, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Jay Will, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Kenneth Williams, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to dunk.
We say this is Lou Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
Cracklin Oat Bran?
Have you had Cracklin Oat Bran?
No,
No. Okay.
but it's healthy.
You're a big oat brand guy?
I'm a big Oat Bran guy.
Okay.
I think I would switch it with Fruity Pebbles.
Okay, eat faster. Don't put as much in the bowl.
You have a gallon of milk I can also take home. You don't have milk at home?
One cinnamon toast.
Okay.
Crunch.
Yeah. Cereal is great.
Yeah.
Welcome to Down to Dunk. I'm your host, Andrew Schlecht. We're part of the Athletic Podcast Network. With me, as always, on Mondays, my good friend Michele Berra. Michele, oh, what's up?
It's Monday. It's great.
Your reaction, and we haven't heard your trade deadline reaction yet. Thoughts? Feelings?
I'm sad for
Sad
Mike.
too. I'm even more sad watching Mike on our intro there today.
Yeah, me too.
Super sad.
I watched him for a good 10 minutes in his last game for Boston. He seems good. He fits.
Yeah.
Great. At a certain point, Boston was putting him, Cornette, and Grant Williams on the court at the same moment. I was very confused. It is very different, but it's Mike is a good guy. I think that Baze is going to be better in Phoenix compared to what he was for OKC.
Yeah.
And I will not root for him, nor for the team that he plays on. So that's my take. No, I mean Phoenix had to do something. I think that we discussed them as the most disappointing team of this regular season, and
for sure.
the one that was in the pressure cooker.
Yeah, no doubt.
And when you are in the pressure cooker, you can either take it slow and reflect if this is just a moment, or if you have other avenues. They act quickly, and to be fair, they act on a guy that, if healthy, is really the target to make these kind of moves. You pay for a first-round pick, a guy that is probably worth 3+ Cam Johnson, and to have Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't work, it's going to be mediocrity or just rebuild from scratch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's worth a try.
Yeah, it's worth a shot, especially in the West, where there's 0 elite teams in the West.
Mhm.
Apologies to the Denver Nuggets, but they're not an elite team with regards to statistically, they're not. So might as well go for it. I think that they've got a really good shot to win the whole thing. So the Thunder got 3 second-round picks, which is cool because that gets you your two second-round picks away from getting an injured Gary Payton from that point. So pretty cool. And Dario Saric, who is now on the team. Thoughts on Dario? Because he's with the team. He's practiced with the team. He's at shoot around. He'll suit up tonight. I don't know if he plays tonight or not. Jeremiah is also back with the team today, which is noteworthy. And with that news came the news that Trey Mann has been sent down to the blue. So they pass each other with a swift high five down the hallway. And Jeremiah is back, which is really good. It's been forever. It's one of the worst ankle injuries I've ever heard of. And then Trey Mann, who continues to struggle, and he's going to try to get his footing there. They're going to try to get him some burn down there. And honestly, the Thunder get a little bit better with Trey Mann gone. I think he's been a weak spot for the Thunder so far. this season, and I still have hope that he can get it together. He is tremendously talented. I'm not ready to give up on Trey yet, but Isaiah Joe he's got a stranglehold on that position, man. Like that's what's happened. And the Thunder, as far as like roster spots go from the we haven't updated this on the pod yet, but as far as like they have no more roster spots. They gave Eugene Omarui a standard contract. So congrats to Eugene. He's played well, man. Like you have to commend him. I personally was rooting for Lindy to get that, but Eugene has been better than Lindy this year, and they gave it to Lindy, or they gave it to Eugene, and so good for him. That's great for him and his family for him to get that standard contract. It's a huge deal. Like I cannot underestimate understate like what a big deal that is for these guys. So big congrats to Eugene, and then welcome back Olivier Sarr to the Thunder program. He signed a 2-way deal with the Thunder over the weekend. Sure, it's happened.
Hey, he was too good to tank last year.
Hey,
do you remember that?
I do remember that. I do remember. He was hitting threes. He was doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I mean, they obviously have some love for Olivier, so he's back. The Thunder roster is complete for the rest of the season, probably, and we move forward, march toward the play-in or the lottery with this crew.
What's your take on them trading Mike in terms of, is it a signal of we're good and semi-tank mode or not? Because
No.
I was listening to Zach Lowe and Bobby Marks discussing it a bit, just briefly. And I mean, it's a take, which is not a wild take, but I think it has more to do with the fact that Mike wasn't expiring. The difference that Mike makes in terms of winning or losing is less and less by the day. I mean,
a big man. I mean, he plays like 15 minutes a game at most, typically.
Good minutes, but
with
JRE coming back and Jay Will being better, can we say that the difference in half a season of Mike Muscala is maybe 2-3 wins, which is not nothing, but if all goes well, that is the difference. And
you're basically trading 2 or 3 wins for 2 second-round picks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But it's not like going back to tank or just say, okay, now we're not winning anymore.
No.
Like, it was apparent to me that against Portland, where, by the way, man didn't play his worst game. I mean, it was okay. I'm sad to see him gone to the G League again. I had high hopes. I made wild takes in the offseason on Trey. But against Portland, they meaning Mark Daigneault, really coached that game to win. Like,
he's been doing that lately. He's been doing that.
Yeah. And he's doing it like successfully. Like, it's not, let's play Shea 40 minutes and we lose anyway. No, when he does it, it makes a difference. There are games where OKC is not able to find their footing. Weird games like the one against Houston, the one against Golden State. Mm-hmm. But more times than not, they have a firm grip on the game, and they are able to come through in the last quarter of the game, which is incredible for a team this young.
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Jeremiah's coming back. There's hope Poku's like doing work now. Like maybe Poku can come back, mid-March maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have those 3. Plus, you're keeping Saric. You wouldn't. I don't think that you would trade for Saric and keep Mike and play Jeremiah, and you just can't play everybody.
Yeah.
And then next year you're getting Chet back anyways. So what are we really doing here? What they did is they gave one. I think Boston. They probably said that there's a few teams that we would send Mike to just because we really like him and we want him to end up in a spot that makes sense for him.
Yeah.
And if any of those teams meet the asking price of 2 second-round picks, then we're going to do it. And they stayed true to that process. And so I think that's what happened. I don't think it's something to overthink. I hate that he's gone. I know he really loved it here. I know it wasn't like Mike demanded a trade out of here. Like, no, I think it was like
No.
Sam being more disciplined to the process than anything else is what it was.
Yeah.
Um,
And it gives also real chance to Saric to show what he is. Again, I would not say that he is gone for sure or that he is here to stay for sure. I think that he has a legit chance to show what he's about, like how he mesh with the team. He is a guy who had an NBA career that was probably not on par with the hype that was around him when he was younger. But he's still a functional NBA player that can pass the ball, rebound, defend, shoot the basketball pretty well from the line and from three. He's a versatile forward that can play maybe some backup center minute for small stretches. I mean, yes, there is Jeremiah Robinson Earl. Yes, there is Jay Will, Pokushevsky. But nobody has their name inked into a role for next season. Probably like you would like for every one of them to have a chance next year as well. But I mean, I think that these kind of moves, like, hey, let's keep Saric and see if he help us just winning a couple of games this year and he's gone next year, great. If he's like really functional, then why not giving him a mini MLE and keep him around if he likes that.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely, you go into this with an open mind with Sharp.
Exactly.
And just see, like, maybe he can play, maybe he can't. He's a little bigger, like he's thicker than all of the guys that Thunder have. But I think he definitely can play backup center. I think he specifically can play center on this Thunder team, where they prefer to go small. They prefer to space out everybody. And they prefer to have everybody be able to pass and do all that. Like Jeremiah wouldn't play center for many teams in the NBA, but he plays center for this team. Same thing with Saric. I don't think Saric. I mean, he played more center last year for Phoenix than he has this year.
Yeah.
Pre-injury, he played more center for them. They signed Jacques Landale this in the offseason, and he and Jacques Landale played a lot of minutes together this year. And Jacques a little bit bigger, so like they consider him the center. But I think he can play both big spots. Like he's just a big, like he's a floor spacing big. If you look on Synergy, like 40% of his shots came in spot up situations. He's 0.93 points per possession in those, which is fine. Like it's not great, but it's like good enough to where you feel fine about that. He's not Mike Muscala level, but he's fine. But then he does different stuff. Like he plays in the pick and roll more. As a guy, he's got really good touch around the rim. He'll post up more than Mike does. Like he's got more of like a back to the basket skill game than Mike did. A little bit better passer than Mike, not as good a shooter. But he's going to provide something. How much he gets to do that, I don't know. It depends on how well Jay Will and Jeremiah play. But they'll certainly give him a look, and there will be games where he plays a lot. And there'll be games where he doesn't play at all, is what my expectation would be. So I think they both are going into this with an open mind as far as what's going to happen. And we'll see. I think he fits. Actually, I think he fits pretty good with the culture and with the style of play and everything Mark wants to do. Like he's kind of a Thunder player. Like if we were evaluating him as like a late first round pick, early second round pick, like it'd be like, yeah, like he checks the Thunder boxes.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, and I'm very curious to see how he plays in pick and roll with Giddy and Shea. That is something that he can do as a like role man and guy who can pass the ball from the top of the key. So I'm quite interested in that. I mean, he's not a leaper or a vertical spacer, but he's a guy that can move around. He understands space. He wasn't very good for Phoenix this year. Their lineups with him are terrible. But he was great last year, as you mentioned, when he was playing more center. So maybe the fit with another big man like Aiden or Biombo is not exactly what he likes to do. We'll see. I mean, it's tricky to try to project numbers from a team to another. I mean, if you play him with a little bit more flow where he can actually touch the ball, move around, like be part of the creation of offense, maybe he can get back to a reasonable level. And if not, who cares? Like really, if after 10 games is terrible, they can just cut him and send him to Europe to just to play in the EuroLeague playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, they could waive him before like the deadline for him to sign with the playoff team. If like it's just like, this isn't working, you can go find another spot. Fine.
I would be skeptical.
They don't
maybe.
Yeah, I have very low expectations for this. Like I don't think like anybody's going into this thinking like Dario is going to be the backup center for the Thunder next year or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would just go into it just saying like, hey, this is Svi Mihailuk, like they made the trade to get the second rounder, and the way they got it was taking on Dario's contract. Similar thing where and it was different than with Hami, because Hami got them a second round pick. Baisley did not get them a second round pick.
How dare you?
But it's a similar it's a similar deal where it's did Svi have like some moments with the Thunder where you're like, oh man, like this guy can kind of play? Are they going to bring back Svi Mihailuk? We're probably going to have that podcast with Dario and have that question, but I don't know. Dario has got some ability. It's cool that he's a process sixer, like bringing him into this team as a process sixer, like that's kind of cool. But other than that, I don't know. Okay, let's take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about this Blazers game, and then their game against the Pelicans and the upcoming schedule. We'll be right back. And we're back after that quick break. Michele, boy, Thunder fans got a treat on Friday night against the Portland Trailblazers in Portland. Our guy Al Baby Cakes was in attendance for this game, and man, they put on a show. They put on a show in Portland. Yeah. That was one of the most fun games to watch. I thought they were down in the water. They're down 9 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. You think, okay, it's a good fight. We know where this team is headed, and then they just rip off this run that just had you like either jumping up and down or had your jaw on the floor or something. It was crazy. A lot of it was led by them just absolutely locking down Dame and Anthony Simons and just saying like, nope, you're not doing anything for the rest of the game, and we're going to just kill you on the other end too.
Yeah, it was incredible. I was there like clapping hard. It's like, yes, this is how you play. I clearly said it louder and with a lot of profanity in between. But anyway, it was a game where you can see the home team playing and hitting shots that can kill you. I mean, Dame was hitting very difficult shots. Poor Aaron Wiggins. He was playing good enough defense, but Dame was just owning him. Like say, okay, I'm gonna shoot here. Look, I'm here. Pump fake, and nail a three. It was all that. You're on the road. It's the last game of a tough emotional road trip where you get dismantled. Then it's LeBron. Then it's Portland late, and suddenly, with the home team running away, Dagnall calls the timeout, puts Shea back with 10 on the clock, puts Lou Dort in, who is playing like after this nagging injury that he had, and they change the course of the game. J-Dub is amazing. Giddey makes a few plays, including a spectacular one-leg jumper, and the team just plays the right way up until the end of the game. Lou Dort is amazing. Low impact on offense in terms of number of possession, perfect from the field, missed 2 free throws, who cares? And he completely destroyed Dame. He was just, okay, not on my watch. And the play that made the game for me, and it's clear, it's the play of the game. It's when Simon has the ball. There is J-Dub on him, dislodge the ball. Then Shea recovers it, and J-Dub has this crazy dunk. Like
Ferocious, man.
it was like like a tough dunk with Simons trying to decapitate him. It's
Yeah.
it's
Truly.
it's a moment where I say, wow, this team really has it.
And he's screaming on the floor, and like
Yeah.
everybody is just super pumped. Like, yeah, that was the play of the game by far. And obviously, like, we're starting to do this thing where we kind of brush over what Shea does because there's other really cool things happening that are like newer and more fun. Let's just like make sure I touch on Shea's thing before I go on my J-Dub soliloquy. He had 44 points on 16 shots.
That's insane.
There's never
Plus
been
defense.
Yeah,
Like,
plus defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's no joke. There's not been a Thunder player in the history of the franchise, mind you. There's been some pretty good players to play for this team that have had a more efficient 40-point game. No Thunder player shot 80% from the field while scoring 40 points in a game before, ever. Not Kevin Durant, not Paul George,
not Russell Westbrook.
not Russell Westbrook. Certainly not. Not. I mean, that's insane, man. That's insane. Like, he 18 of 19 from the free throw line, 13 of 16 from the field, 3 boards, 7 assists, 2 steals on a block, plus 22 on the night,
and a double windmill.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know I had to watch that. I have watched that probably 300 times.
Yeah, me too.
Because it is just something you don't ever see. I was like,
why is he doing that? Oh,
what is he doing? And then he make that move. He is doing things that just players don't know how to do, have never thought to do. He is, I mean, this is a superstar player, man. I mean, he outplayed Dame in Portland, and Dame had an awesome night. That's the thing, is like Dame was 38 points on 18 shots. Like, he was incredible. Like, It was like A+ Damian Lillard. Oh, by the way, the Thunder have someone that's a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, that is pretty crazy. Even before the season, if you said like Dame is completely healthy, Shea's completely healthy, who's going to have the better year? It would have been probably like a toss-up.
Yeah.
And like now it's like, nope. This Shea's just way better. And the part that you touched on defensively, like, he's a way, 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 way better defender.
He's playing like a cornerback. He had a few steals where he just was playing ahead of his defender and just jump with the perfect timing and just stealing the ball.
Yeah.
Up in the air. Like,
yeah.
It's, I mean, and he's clearly not playing like 48 minutes of elite defense, but it's more good defense than not.
More than last year.
Yeah, but like if you take his total number of possessions, you can say that more than half are, hey, Shea's playing good defense.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh boy, there's this Shea missing his man. It happens. It happens to every superstar. But with Shea, you notice way less.
Yeah.
And when it's time, in that fourth quarter, he made a steal that propelled that. It was against, I think, Eubanks, where he just switched on him, lob pass. No. I'm tall, and my arms are very long. I can get that. And he got it. I mean, it's incredible what he's doing. And it's not one thing that I love that Dignault commented on after the game was, yeah, it was very good, but every time Portland tried to double him, he made them pay.
Yeah.
And it's clear. I mean, even late in the game where Portland was trying to double him, he was always finding cutters.
Yeah.
And if you are that good, I mean, the passing of Shea, I remember me and you 3 years ago saying, yeah, nice first season of Shea, but the passing, it has to improve. If it comes serviceable, like that guy really spots everything on the court.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, the change that he's making on offense, on defense, in leadership, like clutchness, like you name it, he is incredible. And I mean, the team rallies behind him, which is insanely fun to watch.
They love playing with him. and he is a point guard. He's the point guard of the team. Like the end, full stop. Like he's the guy. And I feel like he's getting better as the season goes on too. Like it's not just like improvement from the beginning of the season. It's like improvement that like keeps happening with him. Like he's continuing to get better. And like you ask yourself questions about like, can he be this? Can he be that? Like, man, I'm not asking any more questions. Like I'm done asking questions about what he can be.
Yeah.
Because he's a top 10 player. He's a superstar. He's what the Thunder need. He's the kind of player you tank for. Like you just let go of 2 whole seasons to get this guy, and the Thunder have had him the whole time, while also getting Chet back soon, while also getting Giddey, who was good in this game too, while also getting Jalen Williams, who, boy, like the more I watch J-Dub, the more I'm just like convinced that like this guy's going to be like the Thunder's secondary star.
Wow.
Like I just think he's going to be so good. He fills in the gaps so well. He gets to the hoop. I think his jumper is going to get better. But he just like straight up knows how to play the game. And
he does. And I love the fact that he's violent with his dunk. Like
he throws down these dunks. It just makes you, it's just like, it's cathartic, you know?
Yeah.
Cathartic. His passing, he's just got the whole package of a player that is like the Jaylen Brown to Shea's Tatum, you know?
Yeah. Have you seen that pass where he's just driving to get to the lane, and then he makes this underhand pass to cutting Kenrich Williams in the baseline?
Yes.
Like it was, wow, that's high level stuff. Like it's, the fact is, this team, and I mentioned this with John on Thunder After Dark, I said this team is passing the ball a lot. They are moving around a lot. They try to play this cohesive orchestra kind of basketball style, and they rarely turns it over, which is insane. Like they are super duper young. J-Dub is young. It's 21. Yes, he's not like a 19-year-old rookie, but they have very young rookies, and anything that they touch, it seems to, or not maybe every player, but I mean, the fact that J-Dub seems a player, Giddey is a player, Shea is becoming a transcendent player, Dort is finally showing off the contract that he's clearly earning. Like, look at me, like praising Dort for an entire episode. I can do anything but praising the way in which he's playing as of late. Like, to be honest, but it's clearly different from what he was doing at the beginning of the season.
You know, Dort's shooting from the corners this season.
42%.
You're such a hater. I can't.
I'm sorry. I think I was generous. I think it's
46.4.
Oh, okay, come on. It's not that bad. I didn't say 31.
That's a career high from the corners.
Yeah, but he's getting better. I think that after
so last year he took 14% of his shots from the corners. This year, 22% of his shots.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, it's
I
still
don't have
not
this
40%. It's not the 40% from the corners that he was his rookie year.
Yeah, but that's bound to come back.
I was gonna say, like, he's done this before, and it's starting to creep up, and he's getting better. That's the thing with Dort, is like he's becoming a much better basketball player. He had the Euro step in the lane that he made, and I posted the video this morning on Twitter just because it was hilarious. And the official, after he finished it, did like the move, and Dort put it on his Instagram. It's hilarious. It was great. Yeah, Dort was awesome, and he came off the bench too, which I just thought was. I think it's because of the injury thing, but it is quite interesting that he was willing to do that, and he was incredible in that role. Like it's not crazy to think that Lou Dort could be the sixth man of this team.
Whoa, you are pining him? You are demoting him to the bench? Now who's the hater?
Not trying to demote. I love the guy. I think he fits in with this group. He played so well against Portland. But you can't help but be excited about this team. We haven't even mentioned Josh. I thought Josh was really good against the Blazers as well. And then our guy, Isaiah Joe, who is now leading.
Is he a guy?
Leading the league. I mean, he's got to be a guy, right?
Yeah.
He's a
No,
guy.
I mean, take the variety of shots that he's making right now.
Yeah.
I mean, defenses are starting to just go in complete panic mode when Shea and him are on the court. Say,
I know.
now what am I doing? Like,
Yeah, they're selling
it's-
out. They're selling
yeah.
out, and that's what matters. Is like, does the defense care? Like,
Oh,
that's,
yeah,
that's what shooting. That's the whole thing with shooting. Like, who cares if you take them, but does the defense care if you take them? It's like
Mhm.
the defense is petrified of Isaiah Joe,
Yeah.
and this guy, he could easily, and mostly because the bar is very low, easily become the best free agent signing in Thunder history.
Yeah.
Very easily. I keep saying that. I've said that on like 4 different episodes, but like he keeps proving me right with that. The Thunder play the Pelicans tonight in OKC. Should be a fun one. They have just a couple games left until the All-Star break. They've got New Orleans tonight. They have Houston Wednesday. I'm very interested to see how they play against the Pelicans, who have started to right the ship a little bit. Coming off just one of the worst stretches of anybody this year. But they've won 3 out of the last 4. They lost to the Cavs, but they beat the Hawks, Kings, and Lakers. Zion's out. Obviously, he's going to be out for a while. So I'm intrigued to see what the Pels look like tonight in OKC. But yeah, just 2 more games until the All-Star break. We will have some down-to-dunk content coming to you guys from Salt Lake City.
Wow.
So get yourselves ready for that. Should be really fun. But yeah, I've got to go. I got to cut this short, Michele. I feel really sad to have to do that. Like as sad as I was about Mike Muscala leaving, because I feel like I have 1,000 other things I want to talk about. But
Can I say a line before you go? Just
the
a quick
workday
line.
calls. Yeah.
I can't wait to see Herb Jones versus Shea. I just want a revenge game.
Hey,
We'll see.
if you don't think Shea has been circling this game,
Oh, I'm sure he's circling this game.
Watch out. It's going to be really fun. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for joining us live. If you have not joined us on YouTube yet, subscribe to YouTube. Hey, everybody that's on YouTube right now, all 145 of you, hit the like button right now. Just hit the like button. It somehow helps with algorithms or something. I don't know. I don't know that much about that kind of stuff, but please do that. Hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday, and we'll talk to you guys again on Wednesday.